Isn't that a fresh introduction? I put people to a bit of trouble to move this banner up here, and I did it for a reason. This banner was made by Frida Berrigan, my daughter, and Molly Mecklenburg-Berrigan, my daughter-in-law, on the floor of our living room as Phil was dying, to be hung over his coffin that Jerry was in the basement making. And most of the letters are formed out of scraps of Phil's clothes. And we've kept it. Susan has had it sewn on better by people who know how to do that kind of thing. So it seemed to be a good thing to have here tonight. It's so interesting how things sometimes happen, as if the Plowshares 8 knew they were starting a Plowshares movement. They hadn't a clue. They didn't even have a name. Molly Rush was the one who came up with the idea of calling it Plowshares and the Plowshares 8, after the fact, I might add. And that's how it grew. Now, I bet none of you knew that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, a little bit more on the serious side. Here we are, celebrating 30 years of Plowshares, nuclear resistor, and Nukewatch. But it's 5 minutes to midnight. And our finger is firmly fixed on the nuclear button. It's in control of the power to destroy this magnificent planet many times over. We're living in a country on the brink of economic collapse, spending $500 billion on the military, fighting trillion-dollar wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Here we are, a society of killers. Our killing fields global, our national landscape teeming with killers. They come out of the White House and the Pentagon and the Congress and the DOE and the Supreme Court. We see them all over DC. And they persecute us. They lie to and betray us. And with their wars and their weapons, they take their measure to kill us. They kill with our silence and money. They kill in our name. I recall Lord Bertrand Russell, renowned philosopher and mathematician, writing from the Brixton jail, where he was serving time for an act of civil disobedience, and his was civil disobedience, not civil resistance. But he wrote, Kennedy and Khrushchev, Maximilian and Gateskill, de Gaulle and Adenauer are taking their measure to kill us. They were all members then of the nuclear club. Not without cause did our beloved Reverend Dick McSorley call the bomb the taproot of violence. The intention to produce the bomb breeds cowardice and every other violence, guns on the street, wars, political ambiguity, charades of religion, public paralysis, ravaging of this earth. It trashes the moral order, creating disorder and lunatics of every kind. It declares war on all the world's people and on creation itself, and plunges the United States into moral, social, and political madness. What do people who love justice do in the midst of such morass? Well, we renounce killing. We strive to prevent our government from killing. We give no money for killing machines, no silence before the crime of murder, nothing but inspired nonviolent resistance. inspired nonviolent resistance. Tonight we celebrate the Plowshares and others. The Plowshares, who have come up with words that speak to our hearts and to the longing that haunts our days and our nights, that longing for a world without weapons, that longing for justice, that longing for peace. For most of us, I think, there exists one or two commanding texts that help us to define and direct our lives. To the Plowshares community, the text of Isaiah, echoed in the prophecy of Micah, has been a summons, has been a word that sets the deepest humanity in our souls into motion. Moreover, the congruence of the times of Isaiah with ours is so striking as to be utterly unsettling. He lived in an age of imperial darkness. Sound familiar? Of wars and rumors of wars, of duplicity and conniving in high places. His people had become an empire, and in the process, they lost all sense of justice, of compassion, and of peace. In those terrible years, the voice of Isaiah was something to be reckoned with. Isaiah announced the impossible. They will beat their swords into plowshares, their spears into pruning hooks. Something new, beyond all effort or genius or longing or imagining. But that new must come to be. The impossible must happen to those obsessed with violence and arms and the misuse of resources and the wanton expending of lives. The truth of this transformation oracle, swords into plowshares, is crucial. It is crucial to the prospering of nations and cultures, to the survival of children, the elderly, the ill. It is crucial to honor, to faith, to any civilized sense of the human. It is crucial to the fate of the earth.